assholes. Happy holidays, assholes. I have bone to pick with you, assholes. You can all suck on my cock. I call Mr. the Kid like 7 times, maybe 6 times. I tell him I come on your show. He say, no, fuck you, asshole. You no come on our show no more. You ask for too much money. So this time, I do for free. But you still owe me money for the other episode, assholes. Okay. So happy holiday and a Merry Christmas. And you can make a check payable to Roger Ride LLC, and you send to me in the mail. That will be fine. You guys put on good show, but I still need my money. Okay. Goodbye.
And welcome everybody to an Unfiltered Christmas. As always, my name is the Keb.
And I'm Jay Jones.
St. Joe in the Christmas hizzy.
And I'm the Beeb. Welcome to my garage.
And there are 2 things that are very special about this episode. Number 1, we are all in the same room, the same table, the same studio, if you will, the same garage, thanks to the Beebs over here.
Yeah, welcome to it. Welcome to it, boys. Merry Christmas, Roger Wright, LLC.
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 We appreciate him calling the listener hotline at 305-563-2342. I'm pretty sure that's the number still.
That's the number. Yep,
Yeah.
absolutely.
But how's everybody's Christmas going?
Good.
Pretty good. I think me and Jay over here. He's visiting from New Jersey. Jay met everybody for the first time face to face, which was awkward, and we farted, and we held hands.
We farted?
You definitely farted.
I farted.
Yeah, loud.
Oh, yes, loudly, obnoxiously.
I think St. Joe and I have the same question. Who won the game of Crazy Chicken?
Yeah.
Jay-
Well, it's even more awkward because it's still going on right now.
Jay won before we even got started.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, the first day when I got here, Beebs gave me a hug. He said hi, and he hugged me, because he's like a little kid. And so he gave me a hug, and I could already feel his
He was
crazy
warmed up.
chicken.
He's like,
His crazy
he's like,
chicken
dude, you're gonna
was
lose crazy
already-
chicken. I was like, I lost a long time ago. I show up hard.
You're coming in hot. Coming in hot.
Jesus.
I love you so much, Jay. So happy to see you.
Just so everybody knows, Beebs is, if you're hearing the rattling of the glass, Beebs is drinking his traditional Virgin Mary. And, you guys, we're going to post some pictures and stuff on Twitter, so make sure you guys check that out, UNF Pod, at UNF Pod. And because Keb is wearing, I'm not kidding, and I'm not being facetious, I'm not joking. It might be the favorite Christmas shirt I have ever seen in my life. And I don't know if it's because you have, the red undershirt, or if it's just because...
You got to check out the undershirt, too.
Oh, boy.
You going to take your shirt off now?
So the Keb
He's
is
unbuttoning.
undressing.
And here we go.
It does say, I don't know, Marty.
Okay. All right.
That is a great shirt.
That is a
It's
lead-in to
complete add-on.
later on in the pod.
That might have something to do with tonight's episode. I'm just
Keb, I do have to just give you some props on your undying festive spirit.
Oh, I'm a Christmas guy.
It never wavers. Seriously. As long as I've known you.
Every holiday.
Yeah.
I
Dude,
got
you're
something
on it.
for every fucking holiday.
Yeah.
Wait until Martin Luther King Jr. Day.
I'm kind of waiting to see what happens during St. Patty's Day. And what do you like on St. Patty's Day?
What do you have for Indigenous People Day?
That's already passed.
Swedish people are indigenous, right?
The next holiday is Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
What I didn't see a shirt for Gay Pride Month.
That's because you asked me to borrow
The
it.
next holiday is
asshole.
The next holiday is not Valentine's Day.
Well, it's New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
Or New Year's Day.
Yeah.
I have a full fucking suit that is spectacular.
And I'm surprised in this country that I think it's because all the other leagues would get mad, but I'm surprised that they haven't made the Super Bowl an actual national holiday.
Seriously.
I mean,
the day
I mean,
after.
it is on a Sunday. So I mean, it's. But I'm surprised that they haven't said.
Well, especially in the neighborhood you live in. What do you have for Hanukkah?
Wow.
Yeah, do you have some for Hanukkah? A Volkswagen?
Yeah, Volkswagen Bug. Yeah.
Jeez. Hey, man, you want to ride?
You guys are going to have to dig deep to find that
That's
reference.
a good callback right there.
Some of you will, some of you
Real
won't.
good callback.
You know, shout out to Roger. You know, if I don't know why he says that he's trying to reach out to us.
We never got a call from him that I'm aware of. Did he call you, Kev?
No, he didn't call me.
Yeah?
He may have messaged me, and see, when I message somebody and they ghost me, say Joe knows this, I just ghost them back.
Exactly.
So nothing happens.
Right. I just hear me texting on the text line, just, where the fuck is Kev? You
Yep.
know, he ain't fucking texting back. Well, I'm busy, motherfuckers.
I saw you called.
I saw you called.
I think that's happened to me a few times on people. You know, I call, you know, they don't answer and they see it. They're like, oh, I don't know if I want to deal with Jay right now.
This leads right. Keep going. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, it's fine. I was just going to say how, you know, like we said earlier in the show, we're all four in the same room tonight, which apparently the Unfiltered has never been recorded when it wasn't remote.
Correct.
We've never done.
So I don't know. I think we talked about this before. Is that when Kev calls for me, it comes up for me and it says it's the motherfucking Kev. And so I don't know about you guys, but you know when I get it, it rolls up and it says it's the motherfucking Kev.
What's a cab? What's a cab? What's a cab?
So for those of you that don't know,
I was going to say that's a perfect segue. My daughter started asking me questions because we started talking about Kev in my car. It was me, Jay.
That's often a
It was me, Jay.
conversation topic.
It wasn't ingratiating.
Oh, okay.
It was.
It never is.
But anyway, we're talking to my wife about the podcast,
You shut
and
up.
how we laugh, and we say, well, the Kev does this, and the Kev. We just kept saying the Kev, and my daughter goes, well, what's a Kev?
here's a problem with this show already. Us recording all together. Who the fuck farted? God.
Hold on 1 second.
Maybe I farted. Never mind.
You got a fan out here?
Anyway, my answer to that question, Kev.
Yeah.
You want to know what it was?
Absolutely.
It's a wild animal roaming out in the woods somewhere, waiting to eat you alive.
That is not inaccurate. Because as I'm driving my trek over here, 17 people almost died.
You kept count.
Dude, I mean,
As
Danny Rawlings has nothing on me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As long as we're keeping count, how much money do we owe Roger Wright LLC?
I believe. Fuck that guy. I believe.
Go down. Next question.
Like $1,500.
Next question.
So the funniest part about that ride last night. So my daughter is a young adult now, so I don't have a lot of kids that ride with me in a car. So when I visit my friends who have small children like Beebs, or when I visit Mike down in Texas, or any of my friends that have small children or younger kids, I forgot how much of an experience it can be riding in the car with kids that are going nuts. Or actually, they're not going nuts. They're just doing their normal thing. So last night we're riding. We're going to get ice cream. And
Dreamette.
Nice.
Dreamette. And we get, think of, has anybody ever done the whole row your boat? And, one person starts singing, the next person starts singing, and the next person starts singing, and the next person starts singing. But think of it if everybody was singing a different fucking song, because that's the way it was last night. I had, Beeb's beautiful little daughter. She's sitting there singing Christmas songs and all this other stuff, and Beeb's son is talking about basketball and dunking on people, and me and Beeb's just looking at each other because they're talking over each other, and his lovely wife is talking to us at the same time, and we're just sitting there, and I'm amazed at how much conversation is going on. So I start recording, and out of nowhere, that's when his daughter goes, "What's a cab?" Because we were talking about
That's funny.
And we were talking about how Kev and St. Joe were going to be here tonight.
We're like, yeah, that guy needs his own. That guy needs his own like month.
Who, the cab?
Yeah.
February, baby.
And my daughter goes, February.
Hell yeah.
February.
And we started texting you. We're like, dude, this is a cab. He'll eat it up. But
Did I hear the word vocabulary somewhere?
Well, we were talking about how
new language.
The things that Keb says, like Keb's corporal punishment, or go fuck yourself, or all the different things that Keb might say throughout his day to people. God,
that's his vocabulary.
Could you when they mic up NFL players, they're always wondering what are these guys going to say. It would be definitely bannable.
I would have loved to hear the conversation.
If we put a mic'd up Keb all day.
I would have loved to hear the conversation of you driving down Highway 17.
My sister, longtime listener of the show, the good sister, not the cunts, but
God, that word,
dude, you are cold.
So she often says that I should have like a GoPro or something. She's like, that would be a winning YouTube show, because you don't have to wait very long. And anybody's ever ridden in the car with me,
Don't.
You don't have to wait very long for me to tell somebody about themselves at all.
Yeah.
But
Indeed. Well, so here's to February.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
Here's to February.
thank you.
Yeah, cheers to February.
Amen.
I mean, we're still,
And we do need to have a segment called
40
the
days
vocabulary.
away, but whatever.
The vocabulary. We actually came up with a couple of new segments yesterday. Vocabulary. I could teach some new words. But if you go through the alphabet, the F section, it's very long. so is the C section.
Yeah.
Not for you. You only know a couple of them.
Yeah. I didn't say it was a long. Well, it's not Webster's.
Right. It's
Yeah.
Kebs.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
So not to, talk about, anything outside the ordinary. But, so yesterday, was it yesterday? Yes. Me and the Beebs and Keb went golfing. And St. Joe was supposed to, he was working and he couldn't join us. And, there was debate about whether or not we said it on the podcast last week.
Oh, here we go.
And no, we're not going anywhere, because the truth is, I was actually I truly wished you would have been there, because we did have fun. And it was fun because, well, Keb was using golf clubs from 1944. I think he got them from Ben Hogan.
Wait, what was the conversation you and I had? We had the conversation the day before. I was like, I've never seen Keb golf, but Keb's the kind of guy who's going to show up with clubs from like the 1960s.
Some Persimmons Woods.
It was easy. No shit. It was easy Clinton administration.
Yeah, I think we had some hickory sticks involved.
He's the kind of guy who will show up with whatever he's had since he was 15 years old.
In my defense, the fairway woods did have graphite shafts.
That's true.
So that's kind of modern.
And it was kind of modern.
Yeah.
And
Was it the Charlie Brown putter?
It could have been.
What were they, Dunlops?
They were Dunlops, yes.
Yeah.
But I will say this. Keb, like you said, he hadn't played in a long time. So about 8 holes in to the round, Keb starts piping that driver of his, and he starts hitting it well. And because those first few holes, Keb was in every bunker that you could find on the golf course, and hitting it here. And he's playing Army golf, right and left, right, left, right, left. But it was a lot of fun, and actually doing this here like this actually makes me think that I would absolutely fucking love if we had an unfiltered studio. But the problem is, it'd be a long trip for me to make every week.
It would be. Yeah.
Right.
Pretty difficult.
You'd have to take a residence down here. We could turn this garage into a studio.
Oh, you could easily.
I'd start putting padding up on the walls and the ceiling. No big deal.
It'd be great. No, it'd be awesome. But
But it's also like a 2-hour trip for me and Keb to get here as well.
It's an easy 45-minute plane flight out here.
Yeah.
So we could park it in the middle of the St. Johns River.
Yeah.
And
so
I'll meet in the middle.
you're saying I need to buy a helicopter?
Well, what I'm saying is, if we were doing one centrally located, we could go to the forest.
Right.
But soon-to-be world-famous wife has about 90 Christmas presents spread across from,
Yeah.
one wall to another,
Right.
And I was like, hey, we're going to have everybody over. We're going to do the Unfiltered here. And she's like,
No, you're not.
No, you're not.
Yeah, plus, we know how the internet is there, and the old
Yeah.
the old HP printer goes off every now and then. So
Fucking soon-to-be world-famous wife. I want some chicken nuggets. So let's wait until we're right in the middle of recording the fucking podcast.
Have you guys ever heard those Ford truck commercials when they're talking? They're making fun of people driving Ford trucks and stuff.
yeah,
Okay, go ahead. Sorry, I had a mouthful of, Virgin Bloody Mary.
So when they're talking, they're sitting there and they're like,
is that the first time that blood would be coming out of your mouth? Jesus.
Usually,
No.
Oh, that's the clip.
usually when I hear the term, what you said was, sorry I had a mouth full of virgin, and then I turn and I look at the Catholic.
What?
but you guys get the reference. It's that guy. I think is it Mike?
The voice.
Is it Mike Rowe?
It's Mike Rowe, isn't it?
I think it's Mike Rowe doing those
Yeah.
the Ford Tough commercials.
Yeah.
This is going to be bad.
And he's sitting there talking, and he's like, have you ever driven down the road and your tires fall off, and you get in the back of your truck, and it's, you're stuck out in the road? Ford. Well, I was thinking, what if if somebody did a Keb commercial just the same way? And I imagine it would sound something like this. Have you ever followed a baseball team that was 27 games behind first place out of the playoffs, but they just got their asses beat by the New York Mets, but you still rooted for them because you're a weirdo? You might be a Keb. Have you ever had a soon-to-be world-famous wife, but nobody's ever fucking met her, so they're probably not going to be fucking famous anytime soon? Because how the fuck do you get famous when nobody's ever fucking met you? Keb. Have you ever sat there and yelled at inanimate objects and people that didn't do shit to you, but you're yelling at them just because you like to fucking yell at people? Keb. I imagine that's what it would sound like. Something along those lines, if it was like that.
He was rehearsing this.
I need that branded, by the way. Yeah.
I think there might be one for St. Joe, too.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Let me see what St. Joe's commercial would sound like. Here we go. Have you ever cried yourself to sleep because you felt like the guys on the Unfiltered were being mean to you for no reason and they fucking didn't like you? St. Joe. Have you ever turned off your mic and turned off the camera and you left and your son had to come in and say, Dad, you're really fucking mad? Well, maybe you're being a pussy and you might, St. Joe. Have you ever gone outside and looked at little boys and wondered what they might taste like, and then you find out and you dip them like an ice cream cone in chocolate syrup? St. Joe. Have you ever been a giant and you get out of your car and you sit there and you look at Jay and the first thing you say is, God damn, how short are you? I can't help it that you're a fucking giant. God damn. Well, that's St. Joe.
Guys, don't worry. Mine's the worst.
God, you know what? Thank God I can't see Mike's fucking comments this week.
Yeah, don't worry. Mine's worse.
Hey, Mike, why don't you go get yourself a motherfucking Twitter and join the 21st fucking century, And I listened to you on goddamn fucking Friday, and why don't you go? We can create one for you.
Yeah, let's do it.
I think you could, yeah.
We can create one for you.
Start making comments for him.
Yeah.
But
or Mike.
I think I have one for the Beebs.
Okay.
Let's see. Have you ever been so fucking self-righteous that you decided to jump off a podcast that you were a co-creator and a co-host on, and you jumped off because some people said some bad things and got all mad and pissed off, and you decided, I'm going to go ahead and pursue my dreams of doing a Bible-thumping podcast and never actually do the podcast? Beebs. Have you ever only been with one woman and you were a virgin until you met her? You've never kissed another woman, but then you decided, well, I know a lot about women, and now you're married? Beebs. Have you ever drank a drink so loud and it sounds like somebody's fucking jangling together some cowbells walking down a fucking aisle? Beebs. Have you ever met your wife when you farted on a tin roof and everybody loved it and she said, I do, because you smelled like a caboose of a cow? Beebs. I think that's
You got one for yourself, or?
Oh, for me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got one for me. Yeah. Hold on.
Sorry, guys, that was good.
Have you ever been so over the top and fucking stupid that everybody laughs because they can't figure out what else to do? Jay. Have you ever started your own podcast because you didn't think you'd be on anybody else's podcast, then you ended up getting on that podcast, and now you got 2 fucking podcasts to do a week? Jay. Have you ever offended everybody in the fucking world? Because I have. Jay.
That was a quick one. That was good.
I don't know. I mean, it's hard to do one on myself because I'm fucking perfect and humble. But, you know, I think that
Pretty funny.
I think that I got all you guys in there pretty good.
I think
Pretty funny.
You gutted me.
yeah, that might be the best segment that you've ever done
And you know what's funny?
on any fucking podcast. Period.
And what's-
That's us, the 2 penny, the fucking whatever the Florida Man thing that you were on was. That I was on it too, so I'm not making fun of you. Pedals of support, your advice about the sex that God doesn't see. That was the 2 pennies. Sorry.
Mama D's like, what?
Mama D's like, I don't talk about fucking in the ass on my show.
She might. I mean, Mama D, if you're looking for an
I
episode.
don't know if Mama D believes in sodomy.
You think they called it in sodomy because it sounds like inside of me?
I don't know, but I want an answer to that, whether or not Mama D believes in sodomy.
Okay.
How did we get here?
I don't
Wow.
I don't know.
I'm looking at St. Joe, and St. Joe's like,
leave it to fucking Kev to fucking turn this fucker off the rails.
Wow. Usually that's my segment when we're talking about that, but all of a sudden, Jay, I'm okay with this.
wait. Just back that up. You just said your segment's usually the one where you talk about sodomy.
They're usually picking on me and saying fucking little boys, but now all of a sudden Jay's all right here, so it's all good.
Hey, I can handle it. I can carry it. I mean,
What can you handle?
hey, if people can talk about me doing whatever, that's fine.
That's because you've done
Just
it.
was
ask
pretty
St.
funny.
Joe.
That's because you've done it.
I mean, just ask the big guy over here. And by the way, folks, if you've never fucking seen St. Joe, he is a fucking giant.
That was pretty funny, though. That was a pretty good segment. I like that.
I mean, and the best part about that segment is normally I write all my shit down and I have it in front of me
that
like
was
things to
totally
write. But all I did was
He
not-
rehearsed
not
a little
that-
bit. I knew some
not
of
that
it.
anybody cares about the process, but we were sitting there and we were riding home, and out of nowhere I was thinking about what's a cab, and I was like, well, if you want to fucking talk shit about everybody, I mean, yeah. So, I think that was fun. That was fun.
I
just to
think
do.
that some people may think that I have some unresolved anger issues.
Oh, yeah.
Dude,
I
you
think-
just had to have 2 cigarettes before we got started because of the drive over.
My mom listens to this podcast.
Does she?
Yeah, don't you remember?
Cap, clean it up. Clean it up, Cap. I raised you better than that.
All of a sudden, a parrot got in here.
Your mom's a
I
parrot.
didn't know Beebs had a parrot.
He was on my shoulder and everything. I mean,
Stop calling your sisters a cunt.
Is that what you want to be doing when Jesus comes back?
Wow.
Stop talking about the sex that Jesus doesn't see. He sees everything.
Wow.
Do you know what's fucked up? Have you ever thought about if everybody, let's say you know how they say you have your angels and people, when the people die and they go to heaven and they can actually.
hold on. Just as a disclaimer, this is going to be really messed up. Good. Whatever's getting ready to come, just as a disclaimer, this is going to be really freaking messed up, okay?
No, it's not.
Okay, Jay, proceed.
Okay, so let's say so people talk about how you got angels looking out over them and looking down on you. Could you imagine if it's like a stadium, like a full World Cup stadium. Shout out to Argentina World Cup champions. That's pretty cool. Actually, I watched that last night. Ronaldo and I think Arnold Schwarzenegger scored the winning goal, and it was 27-6. It was a great game. But if it was like a soccer stadium, everybody's sitting there in heaven just staring down, watching stuff like it's flipping through channels of TV and stuff. Kind of like there was a movie that was somewhat like that.
Defending Your Life.
There you go.
With Rip Torn. That's a great movie.
Yeah, and but if everybody it makes me wonder if people were sitting there watching everything we're doing, because they're seeing some fucked up shit.
Yeah.
Especially if they got the channel turned into St. Joe's house.
If they got it turned into St. Joe's house, it's
They saw some the other night. Oh, man.
special.
I don't know. I've been to his house. Have you been to his house?
Negative.
Yeah.
I haven't had the privilege to go over there to high society.
I didn't think I could put my leg up that high.
I figure.
Mrs. St. I'm pretty sure Mrs. St. Joe's an avid listener of the show as well.
She tunes in every now and then, but yeah.
I definitely think that, if people are proportionately, if their bodies are proportionate, like, your hands proportionate to your body, it'd be weird if you had like 10-inch long hands or fingers or whatever. Proportionately speaking, you have a big dick. You better have a big fucking dick. Because at St. Joe, if you don't, I wondered what was touching me under the table. Now I know. But good Lord. Because if you got a small one, that's just weird.
Well, is that your segment?
Oh, I'm done. I didn't even have to say. I'm sorry.
That was a pretty good segment, dude.
Okay.
I liked it.
So what are we doing? Do we got a cup of Joe, or are we going with Beebs? What did you learn this week? Or
I got a little something.
St. Joe,
I'd love to pour St. Joe down my throat.
Wow.
Well, your cup of Joe.
as long as it's warmed up. Is it salty?
No. No.
Why do you want to know?
I thought that you didn't like nuts in your mouth. Like Will's Coxon.
That's such a good comment.
Dude, that is such a reach back. That's awesome.
Such a good comment. Will Coxon.
Did you say Will's Coxon?
That's such a good No, I got a good joke for you, though. So, what does a Christmas tree and a priest both have in common?
Oh, my gosh.
I don't know.
They love having little kids underneath them?
The balls are just for decoration. And with that, we're off. There we go.
Ding, 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 ding.
Cup of Joe coming at you.
Wow.
Hey, Mike, put that in your cup of Joe and smoke it.
He might like that.
He might like that one. He's going to use that one.
I'm just checking our YouTube followers. Oh, we don't have any.
That's right.
Perfect.
And so for anyone that's not listening tonight, make sure you do, though, in the future, because we do stream normally on, what is it? We go live on YouTube. We go live on
Twitter and sometimes Twitch, sometimes Facebook. But as of late, fuck both of those people.
Okay. So, but at least on YouTube, if you want to watch the shenanigans every week, you can. St. Joe brought cookies. I love
Apparently, I'm going to go on my bigfeet.com too now.
Big peen.
You could win you could make some money on fans only with those things.
Oh, yeah. My big toes.
I have big toes.
Yeah.
Sweet Bun said so.
All right.
Large, very large toes.
Well, all right. So, you had talked about the Santa Claus. We had talked about the Santa Claus, the movie.
Okay, yeah.
A couple weeks ago.
Avid listener.
Avid
watcher.
Did a little trivia on it. And I was thinking about some of the questions that you had asked. We touched on it a little bit where Scott
Calvin,
and the father.
Played by Judge Reinhold.
Yes. What was his name?
Neil.
Wanted one specific thing for his birthday, for his Christmas birthday.
Oscar Mayer Wiener Whistle.
Exactly. Yeah. So it got me thinking. What is it that when you were a kid that there was a specific thing that you had to have when you were a kid that like You know, I was watching the movie came on with Arnold Schwarzenegger where he went and he got the toy.
Jingle all the way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And he got the robot. So what is it that when you were growing up that you hadn't told your parents, I've got to have this specific gift? And being that we're all kind of older, there's going to be something, it's all going to be different. But when you were growing up, so Kev, I'll start with you. What was the one thing?
So when I was, this comes with a story. It always does that. So when I was in my younger, more vulnerable years, in 1989, for Christmas, on December 23rd, it snowed here.
Okay.
Where here is Jacksonville, Florida, and it snowed here, and that's very odd because it hasn't snowed since. Didn't snow before. I'm sure it snowed at one time, but not in my life. Anyhow, that particular Christmas, I was 14, and I wanted a stereo.
Okay.
So back before everybody started putting earbuds in their fucking ear, we actually liked to listen to music, and we didn't want to just listen to our music. We wanted everybody to listen to our music.
Right.
So we had stereos. They had fucking speakers, and I wanted one loud enough that the fucking neighbors 10 doors down could hear.
Right.
So I wanted one of these, and I bugged the shit out of my father for fucking weeks. Hey, because all my friends were getting stereos for their rooms and shit like that, and I wanted to fucking play Metallica as loud as I fucking could. And finally, on that snow day, we couldn't do shit. No one knows how to fucking drive in the snow here. You know, I know 3 of you are laughing at me, but we weren't going anywhere. Fucking overpass on University, we took our recycle buckets and slid down them. And the cops didn't know what to do. They didn't kick us out. They fucking joined us. You know?
Yeah.
So that day, I finally, I was like, hey, man, you think, because my dad's rule was my rule is when you tell me you stop believing in Santa Claus, that's when you stop getting shit from him. Right? That was the rule in the house. So I never once told my dad. I was fucking 29 years old when he died. And he still thought I believed. I never fucking told him I didn't believe in Santa Claus. And I still believe in Santa Claus. Anyhow, so I asked him, I said, hey, man, how about the stereo from Santa Claus? He says, if you ask me one more fucking time, you might find one shoved up your ass. I didn't ask him. I got the stereo. It's the one thing I can't remember wanting something that bad, before then or since then, how bad I wanted that stereo.
Was it one that came out of the magazine?
It was Sharper Image.
Okay.
And back then, Sharper Image had stores.
Yeah.
And it was like the one that, CDs were fairly new in 1989.
Yeah.
Fairly new. And it had the CD player. You didn't stick it in. It, folded up.
Yep.
And you could see it spinning.
Yeah.
And all this, and had the big, the big speakers that you could also use as a fucking coffee table.
Right. Right.
And all that. And it had a record player on the top because I was a big vinyl. I still have vinyl records. And a big vinyl because personally I think vinyl sounds better than, like old AC/DC records or, I have a Beatles album, and things like that. But it had, 2 cassette tape decks to where you could record, one to the other.
Right,
and I didn't
sure.
have that before because I had a fucking boom box
Right.
that had a cassette on there and then a fucking radio dial.
Yep.
So that's what I wanted bad, and a place to put my Coke. They didn't have Coke Zero back
What was
then.
the name of that?
No, they
magazine?
did not.
What was the name of the
I don't
magazine
know.
that you could order out like anything? Do you remember?
Well, Radio Shack had a magazine.
Are you
There was
talking
a Sears Roebuck magazine.
No,
You
there
could
was
all-
another one too.
Victoria's
that you could
Secret had a
order any-
magazine.
I was gonna say, do you get the Victoria's Secret magazine in your house?
Oh no, that was a good one too, though.
No, he got Nun's Life.
Oh wow. Nice life. All right, I'll think of it. But anyway, Beebs, what was yours?
Man, I don't know that I know the Nintendo was one, and it did show up.
Okay.
And for the longest time, I think this was after I kind of figured out there was no Santa, but I asked for a Super Nintendo when that came out.
Okay.
And that was something I was on a lot, and it never showed up.
Okay.
But I said
You were on your Super Nintendo a lot, but you didn't have it?
no. I was on asking them for
Nintendo.
some.
Oh, I got you.
And I could never get it because back when it first came out, it was expensive, you
Sure,
know. And so I said, fine, A couple years later, I was like, I still don't have a Super Nintendo. Everybody's got a freaking Super Nintendo. So I basically started saving all my money. I'm like, Mom, Dad, don't worry about it. I'm just going to buy it myself. And I got halfway there, and Mom's like, all right, here's the rest of it. Just go get it. You know, and that was kind of a cool moment with Mom. But we went and found a Super Nintendo. I just played the hell out of that thing forever. And just playing some of that tonight.
Yeah.
when you guys came out of the garage. But that was one. There's a couple where I needed it, like in high school I was on the golf team. I needed a new putter. I asked for that, but really it was that first Christmas where we got that Nintendo.
Yeah.
We pulled it out of the box and we just duck hunt, man. We played duck hunt forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How long did it take you to realize that the second player could be the geese and the other person could
It took
be?
forever. We didn't realize until much later. Like 5 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I realized that about 6 months ago.
What?
That the second player could be the duck.
The second player could be the duck, yeah. And avoid all the stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
So was the original question something we really wanted from Santa and got or did not get
No, like the one thing like you asked for as a kid
from
like
Santa?
you had to have that you remember was like the biggest deal.
So I remember because like I've shared this before. We grew up really poor, and I actually thought that socks and underwear were what you got for Christmas.
Right.
And I didn't realize that wasn't the case until I would go back to school, and I remember being old enough, and everybody's like, "What'd you get for Christmas? What'd you get for Christmas?" And everybody's got on new clothes, or people's like, "Oh, I got a Nintendo, or I got an Atari, or we got a gaming system, or hey, I got this, that, the other." And I didn't really realize it, but when I was I'd already given up the Santa Claus hope, but I remember when I was 13 years old, and I really, really, really wanted a starter jacket. I wanted a Denver Broncos starter jacket.
Those were like the thing.
Yeah.
And
For sure.
I don't even remember. When you're 13, you don't know how much things cost, really. You don't realize, your parents will tell you, "Oh, well, that's really expensive. Don't get your hopes up, this, that, the other." And I thought I wasn't getting it. We came out there in the morning, and all the, the Santa gifts were out. And I thought that, I was like, "Oh, man, it's okay. I'm still happy. I got something, I don't even know what I got." But it was pretty cool because my dad was like, "Oh, wait. There's one over here."
Nice.
And,
Smooth.
And it was a starter jacket.
Yep.
And I actually, if I remember, I probably cried.
Yeah.
And because I'm pretty sure I did, because even thinking back about it now, I was just like so amazed that you could ask Santa for something and get it.
Right.
Even if you already have said you don't believe in Santa.
Right.
So that makes me think that more than believing that the guy in the big red suit is coming down your chimney, it's the thought and the spirit and, or the essence of Santa.
Right.
And the fact that, your parents went out of their way to make sure you had something special, or they went out of their way to make you have a great Christmas.
Right.
And, so for me, this is, I guess if I had to say what we did the Thanksgiving thankful. What I'm really thankful for this Christmas so far is being able to be down here and be with you guys tonight, because it's pretty fucking
That's
cool.
pretty cool. For sure.
And I'm excited to get home because I'll, hopefully get to spend some time with my family that's there, and then sweet buns, and I'm excited to get home for all that, because that's what I love, watching kids be happy. But then, it's also just anybody being happy for the season and the spirit of it and all. And I know it gets a little commercialized, and everybody spends a lot of money and all the lights and all this stuff, but the real meaning of it, and there is, so that's probably it for me. I mean, without going crazy on the Christmas spirit, let's get back to some fuckery. Hey, fuck you.
What about you?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I remember. I mean, everybody.
Dun, 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 dun. Sports up. No, I'm just kidding. We're not.
Yeah, I get one, and for sure this is mine. I was probably, I want to say it was like maybe 7 or 8 years old, and I mean you're right in the deep heart of Santa Claus right there, and maybe you're on the edge there. You're starting to get the rumors, Santa's not real, maybe, and but I want it, and Kev can probably relate to this. There was a I'm gonna call it Hot Wheels, but it was called the Big Green Machine.
Yeah,
and it was the coolest. You call it a big wheels? A big wheel, I call it. A big wheel, where it was the coolest thing because you had to shift with 2 hands. It was like I don't know how to explain it. It was a weird shifter. And you could go and you could do donuts. You could do a lot of different things with the way that you did it. And, it was the Big Green Machine. And that was the one thing I wanted. I pointed to the Toys R Us catalog that came out or the Sears catalog or whatever. And that was it. And, again, it's the same thing. Mom and Dad are, I don't know, looks pretty expensive, whatever. And, you come down and Christmas Eve we go to church. And because it was always Christmas Eve Mass, and we'd come back, and Santa would have come, and there it was. There it was underneath the tree. Somehow or another, by the time we got after midnight Mass, it had come.
Was it the one that you could ride on?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So what was it like? Like, you got home from Mass, and of course, the priest probably did things to you. Were you still able to ride the little thing without pain?
So it was very hard because
wait.
I wanted. Of course, I grew up in Wisconsin, so it was even harder because it was snow. So to get out there, and if you've ever tried to have a big wheel in the snow, it's not easy. But it was even better when you had to go and the roads were icy, because then it got real. Because you could get that going very, very good, and you could slide that thing down the street and smash it into a snowbank.
Yeah,
and it was awesome.
Yeah.
So you talk about doing donuts and doing anything like that, and it was awesome. So it was fun, but that was the Christmas that I'll remember and do pretty good.
So I'd just like to bring something up.
Yeah, I give play-by-play on this.
So
yeah. Jay just excused himself from the fucking table, put his mic down on his fucking chair, walked way the fuck over there, because Beebs has got the largest goddamn garage I've ever seen in my life, right? Walked way the fuck over there to what I can only assume was to masturbate or fart. I hear that either takes about the same time.
And then he just crop dusted around our shoulders.
Right.
And sat down.
Yeah, basically trailed it back in here.
Which I'm the safest here because I've got the nasal polyp, so I can't smell shit.
Yeah.
Lucky guy. I was going to ask you guys, my mom gave me, now, like, you ever...
Herpes.
Jeez, dude. What the hell are you talking about? Anyway, so, like, no, she did not. Thank you very much, Jay, for that. Anyway,
I said a hairpiece.
A hairpiece. Hair
Like for your head.
Yeah, because I don't have any hair. Anyway, you guys ever get a gift as an adult that just like, whoa, somebody really knocked it out of the park. Like they really studied up on what was going on, and
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yep.
yeah. Well, my mom's like, what do you want for Christmas? I'm like, there's really nothing you can. The only thing I've ever like not gotten that I've wanted, and you guys are gonna laugh at this, but you guys grew up with your teams that you could watch every week, and you could get their jerseys, like the real ones, like the ones that came right out of the NFL store or out of the the NCAA store, whatever, wherever the hell you got your jerseys. You grow up, rooting for Manchester United, you can't get official gear because it's all produced in the UK, and they didn't ship it here, and they still don't.
That's why
How the hell did we know this was going to turn into
That's
some
why I'm
shitty
proud to
soccer?
be an American.
But last year, my mom got online and ordered me official Manchester United gear. And it was shipped to my house from Great Britain. And when I opened it up, I was shocked as hell because it's really hard to get that stuff
Nice.
over here. Like, seriously, almost moved to tears. I was like, whoa. I mean, like, I got awesome gifts. I mean, you get awesome gifts every year, but that right there, I knew it was just a piece of clothing, but, man, I really appreciated that. Mom, if you're listening to this, turn it off. I don't know what the hell you're doing listening to this podcast, but you need to turn it off right now.
She ain't listening.
I know.
Yeah.
She's more righteous than I am.
Wow. All right.
Cool.
I didn't think that was possible.
Oh, gosh, give me a break.
So, Beebs, you learn anything this week? I mean, you had a lot going on in your world.
I did learn something, and it's for Kev, actually.
Okay.
A little trivia question for you guys.
This will be interesting.
And
Wait, is the trivia question for us or for him?
it's for everybody, but he's going to know the answer. Y'all might not.
Okay.
I'll go last.
Okay. So, in Major League history, who was the first team to lose a World Series championship to a Canadian-based team?
Fuck you.
I guess it must be the Braves.
Did you guys get the answer?
It was the 1992 Atlanta Braves.
Yeah, I just thought I'd bring that. I heard it in a podcast. I was like, somebody lost to Toronto that year. Who was it? Oh, the podcast. It was the Braves.
Yeah.
Play-by-play.
Games.
Play-by-play.
6
Yeah.
games.
So I just figured I'd bring that back to, freshen
Appreciate
up
that.
freshen up your memory. But my segment's a little bit more, what's the word? Christmassy and heartfelt. It's short. If you guys will give me 5 minutes to be serious for just 1 second, all right?
Only if you say this.
What?
Just a goddamn minute.
All right. No.
All right. Well, you're not going to get 5 minutes.
All right. Well,
Bring it on.
Here we go.
if we're talking about Christmas, for me, and, one of the things that I've been asking since, maybe since I started was, started kind of thinking about Christmas when I was 15, but what is the point? What is the point of Christmas? Because you sit around and you watch everybody go from store to store. They buy all their Christmas presents, right? There's some, and I know the Keb probably loves going Christmas shopping, right, Keb?
No.
Okay, yeah, just checking. And so you start asking your question, what's the point? Why do we do this? And we've had some great discussions actually with Jay since he's been here, even about this topic, and for me and for a lot of religious folk, I guess it would be, we celebrate this because we believe that Jesus was born and saved the world. Essentially, that's what we think, and I believe it wholeheartedly. But the reason we give gifts on Christmas is because he was considered a gift, and we kind of,
What about the wise man?
yeah, what about them?
They gave gifts.
Yeah, and that's part of it. Yeah,
Okay.
thank you.
You're welcome.
But best part of Christmas this year is going to be you guys sitting here in my garage, all of us on this podcast. And I just wanted to say I'm thankful for that. It's the best gift probably that I'm going to get. And I don't know if, Jay's looking at me like, oh, Brandon. Yeah. But anyway, I just want you all to know that it actually, you're my people. As crazy as that sounds, you're my people. No, I'm kidding. It's not crazy. But y'all are my people, and it's kind of really just kind of nice to have you all sitting in one room, and we're doing this podcast together. It's been a hell of a year, right?
I like it.
Yeah.
It's fun.
So now that that's over, you can come back.
Would you like to table your last 50 seconds?
I'll cede them.
Okay.
I'll cede them to the Keb.
Oh, okay.
Or to you if you have something.
No. It's great. It's no. I mean, it is nice to be doing this. It's fun. So, I'm excited for what I'm really excited for is after this week we get the unfiltered crew as we are. We get 2 weeks off.
Yeah.
So
Just like last year.
we got 2 weeks of, the best of 2022 of the Unfiltered podcast. And, the cool thing is that really Kev's the only one that's actually having to go through it all. So we're really
You can
actually
sit
the lucky
back.
I
ones.
tell you though, it's probably as anybody that does a podcast knows that there's a bunch of kind of behind the scenes work between marketing or whatever. But if it's one of the most enjoyable things because you forget what you say, you really do. And I don't know how many times that I sat there and go, I cannot fucking believe Jay just said that. and moreover, I'm like, yeah, I can believe I said that. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't have said that. And then a bunch of stuff to where, man, I should have said this.
Right, right.
And it would have been, going through. But there were some, these 2 episodes that are coming up, if you haven't listened to all of the Unfiltered podcast, these are 2 good ones to listen to because they just go from bit to bit, and there'll be a couple of them that you are, what the fuck am I listening to? But you just wait because the payoff is coming, and it's usually one of us fucking with the other one. A lot of it that, and then we did have some guests and things of that nature over the course of the year, some really good guests. And I'll share one, that I know St. Joe likes to bring it up and all this, but when we were interviewing the lady who had the near-death experience, and she
You mean
brought
that
up,
one that was gang raped with
Right,
AIDS-infested zombies?
and all you hear is a silence, and they don't know if they're supposed to laugh or not, and I'm like, I'm sorry.
When you said that, I almost laughed
Yeah.
out loud because I was thinking the same thing. I was like,
There was just a silence, and then I'm like, I'm sorry, and I thought you said gang raped by, and it was just, that's just one of, and all the other silliness is in there, the ones that everybody likes and all that, that's all in there too. But there are some gems in there that you might not remember that that are too good not to put in. Now it's not, people talk about the Hall of Fame and they'll put somebody in there that probably doesn't, it's a Hall of Fame. It's not the Hall of really good. Well, this is the best of. It's not the really good. There's a ton of shit that's really good in there that I had to leave out just because of time.
Sure, sure.
But it's pretty good.
That's awesome. I can't wait.
Yeah, I'm excited to listen.
It's fun. Last year on our Christmas episode, I read a little story. Now, last week I did the redneck night before Christmas. But last year on this episode, an Unfiltered Christmas 2021, I read a similar thing that was a little different. But by popular demand and people asking me, I'm going to read it again.
Okay, cool.
I have people that asked me to make this a TikTok, put some music behind it and all that. So I'm going to read it again. Now, it's a little lengthy, but we're going to go through it. 'Twas the night before Christmas and Santa's a wreck. How to live in a world that's politically correct. His workers no longer would answer to elves, vertically challenged, they were calling themselves. And labor conditions at the North Pole were alleged by the Union to stifle the soul. 4 reindeer had vanished without much propriety, released to the wilds by the Humane Society. And equal employment had made it quite clear that Santa had better not use just reindeer. So Dancer and Donner, Comet and Cupid were replaced with 4 pigs, and that looks stupid. The runners had been removed from his sleigh. The ruts were termed dangerous by the EPA. And people had started to call for the cops when they heard sled noises on their rooftops. Secondhand smoke from his pipe had his workers quite frightened. His fur-trimmed red suit was called unenlightened. And to show you the strangeness of life's ebbs and flows, Rudolph was suing over unauthorized use of his nose, and had gone on PMSNBC and faced the nation, demanding millions in overdue compensation. So half of the reindeer were gone, and his wife, who suddenly said she'd have enough of this life, joined a self-help group, packed and left in a whiz, demanding from now on her title was Ms. And as for the gifts, why, he'd never had a notion that making a choice could cause such a commotion. Nothing of leather, nothing of fur, which meant nothing for him and nothing for her. Nothing that might be construed to pollute, nothing to aim and nothing to shoot. Nothing that clamored or made lots of noise, nothing for just girls and nothing for just boys. Nothing that claimed to be gender specific, nothing that's warlife or non-Pacific. No candy or sweets, they were bad for the tooth. Nothing that seemed to embellish the truth. And fairy tales, while not yet forbidden, were like Ken and Barbie. They're better off hidden. For they raised the hackles of those psychological who claimed the only good gift was one ecological. No baseball, no football, someone could get hurt. Besides, playing sports exposed kids to dirt. Dolls were said to be sexist, and that should be passé. And Nintendo would rot your entire brain away. So Santa just stood there, disheveled, perplexed. He just could not figure out what to do next. He tried to be merry, he tried to be gay, but you've got to be careful with that word today. His sack was quite empty, limp to the ground. Nothing fully acceptable was to be found. Something special was needed, a gift that he might give to all without angering the left or the right. A gift that would satisfy with no indecision each group of people, every religion, every ethnicity, every hue, everyone, everywhere, even you. So here is that gift, its price beyond worth. May you and your loved ones enjoy peace on this earth.
Very nice. Very nice.
So that's for those special few.
The special few. Yeah.
The special few that asked for that. And next year, I'll fucking read it again. They might call that lazy podcasting, but I don't give a fuck. It's 1 year.
It was one time a year.
Yeah, one time
Yeah.
a year. Yeah.
It could be a unfiltered tradition.
It could. It could.
I would like to read something real quick.
Okay.
Can I read?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I don't know.
May
Can
I?
you? Can you?
Barely. So I'd like to send out my verbal Christmas card to all of the listeners and all of the people out there in the world that listen to this. I guess that would mean you're a listener. Please accept with no obligation, expressed or implied, my best wishes for an environmentally conscious, social responsible, low-stress, non-addictive, gender-neutral celebration of the winter solstice holiday. Practiced within the most enjoyable traditions of the religious persuasion of your choice or secular practices of your choice, with respect for the religious, secular persuasion and or traditions of others, or their choice not to practice religious, secular traditions at all. I also wish you and you a fiscally successful, personally fulfilling, and medically uncomplicated recognition of the onset of generally accepted calendar year of 2023. But not without due respect for the calendars of choice of other cultures or contributions of society that have helped make America great. This, of course, neither to suggest nor imply that America is necessarily greater than any other country. Also, this is not to imply that America, as noted herein, is the only America in the Western Hemisphere. May these heartfelt wishes be received with equal intensity regardless of distribution of individual wealth, documented carbon footprint, or perceived social privilege among the wishes addressed herein. This wish is made without regard to the race, creed, color, age, physical ability, religious faith, or sexual preference of the wishee. I update and share this every year because we live in a society of where everyone seems to take everything as some sort of political, social, racial, religious, environmental, or other type of statement or post. I just hope for better. Better for you, better for me, better for our children, better for our friends, better for the world. Stop being a bitch. It's not a dick. Don't take it so hard. Merry Christmas.
I like it. All right, as promised,
Here we go, trivia.
Christmas vacation trivia.
Oh, that's right.
So, in case and no one remembers, we did the Santa Claus, we did Christmas Story, we did Elf last week. Now we're going to do Christmas Vacation, a tad bit harder.
I was hoping for Die Hard, but whatever.
St. Joe thinks he knows all these.
I didn't say that, but
Okay.
I bet he does, though.
Question 1 is
Okay.
a two-parter.
got it.
Okay.
Okay. What city do the Griswolds live near?
Chicago.
San Antonio.
What is the exact name of the fictional city that they live in?
Montclair.
No.
Boy, I don't know that one.
Mount
I
Vernon.
never paid close enough attention to that one.
Yeah, I know Chicago, the actual city.
It's a fictional city called Shermer, Illinois.
Okay.
And the reason that I know that because all John Hughes movies take place in
In
Shermer, Illinois.
There you go.
Well,
Okay.
there it is, man.
What is the name of Clark's boss?
Mary Ellen.
It's a male.
Oh,
sorry, non-binary.
Oh.
Maybe, I don't know.
Mr.
Gerald.
What's his name? He's the guy who he's the guy that wraps up in like a
Yeah.
Henry.
No.
Yeah.
And he says, I'll go get him wrapped up with a bow.
Philip.
I want my boss.
Wrapped up in a bow.
Adam.
His name is Frank Shirley.
That's
Shirley. Okay, Frank Shirley. All
What
right.
What does Clark forget to bring when the family goes to cut down their Christmas tree?
Hot
saw.
dogs.
Did you bring a saw?
Oh, I was
Ins-
hoping for hot dogs.
Instead of cash, what does Clark's boss give him as a Christmas bonus?
Pencils.
Monthly supply to the jelly.
No, it's the Jelly of the Month Club.
Jelly of the month. Well,
It's a year's
same thing.
membership to the Jelly of
Yeah.
the Month Club. Which magazine is Clark trying to read with sticky fingers? And
National
bag?
Enquirer.
That's a great question.
It's
It
Victoria's
is,
Secret, isn't it?
No.
No, it's not. It's
Rolling Stone?
Nuh-uh.
Esquire.
Nope. You're closer.
Life?
Nope.
It's not Cosmopolitan.
Nope.
GQ?
Life.
Huh?
Life.
That's what I
No.
said.
That's close.
GQ?
People.
People.
Who plays Rusty in this film?
Oh my gosh.
Oh, Mark
Super-
McGuire.
Yeah.
Mark
Third
McGuire.
third rock from the Sun guy.
Nope.
Adam Schefter.
That's funny because
You're thinking Big Bang. It's Big Bang.
Sorry. that's
Rick
what I meant.
James.
Yes.
His name is Johnny Galecki.
John.
Johnny Galecki
Yeah.
is Rusty.
Leonard from Big Bang is Johnny.
See, I was
Leonard
saying
from
that.
Big Bang is Rusty in Christmas.
I'm pretty sure I was right.
Wow.
What'd you say?
Rick James.
Bitch. Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Fucking rich, bitch.
Wow. He
Okay.
must have been like he was a fat little kid in there then. If I'm thinking, I'll have to.
Man, you're gonna have to watch the motherfucker
Yeah, I
again.
haven't seen it for a little while. But
All right, moving on. Clark wears a navy blue baseball cap that represents which NFL
the
team?
Bears.
Go Bears.
That's right.
Yeah.
The Ontario Canadiens.
What actor plays cousin Eddie?
Yeah,
Randy Quaid.
Yep, Phil Reisner.
On which day does the movie end?
Oh, March 13th. The day before,
December
the month
24th.
after
Correct. Christmas Eve.
Valentine's Day.
And the rocket's red glare.
Who tosses a match in the storm drain, causing an explosion?
Oh, I know this.
Uncle
Michael Jordan.
Yeah, he's smoking a cigar. The guy smoking
Tiger
a
Woods.
cigar.
Uncle what's his last name?
Herschel Walker.
This will probably be their last Christmas.
Yeah, if he keeps fucking with me, it's going to be his last Christmas.
Ronald Reagan.
The uncle. I don't know his name. Uncle whatever.
Uncle Lewis.
Uncle Lewis.
Yep, that's what I said.
All right, let's try to do this real quick. That's the end of the trivia. You guys didn't do very well.
No, we
Let's
didn't.
do this real quick.
Yeah.
Jay, do it.
Stupid motherfucking history tweet. What is this? I don't even know what it means
History
anymore.
tweet a week.
I can't even get this over fucking Kev beatboxing over there. That's right, y'all. It is the stupid tweet of the week. Brought to you by the Stupid History Minute. What the fuck?
Ba-da-dum.
Is there
I don't
any
know
way
what
that I
Kev's
could
doing
get
over
that
there.
on repeat? I just want to play that on my bowls.
What it's like having a Roni. School
That's
y'all
hilarious.
bam bam ba doo.
hilarious. Wow.
That's music for Stupid Tweet of the Week because we don't have music this week. So if you're looking into the music for Stupid Tweet of the Week,
You're not getting it.
you can go fuck yourself. All right, so these are St. Joe. You're 1 week off from last week. This is Christmas themed.
Oh, here we go. Okay.
Christmas themed. Okay. Manny says, just so we're clear, the Grinch never really hated Christmas. He hated people, which is fair.
Okay.
Nikki says, nothing like opening Christmas gifts to remind you that the people you're closest to in the world know absolutely nothing about you. Red is Dead says, A Christmas Carol is the heartwarming tale of how rich people must be supernaturally terrorized into sharing. At McJessie, she likes McDonald's a lot, says, Die Hard isn't a Christmas movie. He sneaks around the tower at night avoiding Alan Rickman, so it's a Harry Potter movie.
That's true.
That's funny.
Fair.
Boog, B-E-W-G-J. How do you say that? Boog? Boog? Jay's not paying attention? Boog? Jay's on Facebook. We've lost Jay.
Jay is texting Sweet Buns because maybe she was wanting to watch tonight. And
okay.
we weren't recording, so my bad.
You know what you need
We're
to
not
tell her?
live streaming.
What it's like having a brony.
I'll make sure I do that when I see her.
You know. Boog?
Boog.
Bug, B-E-W-G. He actually has like is trying to like do dramatization in here, and with the asterisk says flicks cigarette after long drag, and says, here's the thing: if Santa knows when kids are naughty or nice, then he knew Rudolph was being bullied.
That's true.
Yes.
Elvish Presley says, ladies, if he gives you 12 drummers, 11 pipers, 10 lords, 9 ladies, 8 maids, 7 swans, 6 geese, 5 gold rings, 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, 1 partridge in a pear tree, he's not your true love. He's wanted in multiple states for kidnapping and unlawful possession of birds. All right. I can't pronounce that guy's name, but he says, a Christmas Carol service in Sri Lanka has accidentally printed the lyrics of Tupac's Hail Mary instead of the prayer.
Great.
At 97, Versetti says, to the people who put antlers and a nose on their car for Christmas, fuck you.
I like that.
And Silent Nate, Holy Nate, great name, says, hello, I'm an adult in a Christmas movie. I don't believe in Santa, but I have also never bought my children even one of the presents they receive every year. They just appear, and I'm fine with this reality. This is neither confusing nor horrifying. Taylor Austin says, came in drunk and saw the oven was on, so obviously I turned it off. Turns out Dad was cooking beef slowly overnight, and I ruined Christmas. Dan says, for the 7th year in a row, Rick Astley refuses to give his wife her favorite Pixar movie for Christmas. You get that?
No. But
No?
it sounds like we're getting ready to find out.
What does Rick Astley never do?
Never gonna give
Give
it
it
up.
up.
Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down. What it's like having a Roni.
Kim's on a singing
Where-
binge all of a sudden.
Where did Kev go?
And so those are the tweets. Which one do you like?
Personally, for me, I like the antlers and the reindeer
Yeah,
nose
that
on
was
the
a pretty
car.
good one. Yep.
That was my okay. So let me get back.
I'm always a fan of the Grinch one too.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's been around for a
That's an
second.
old one though, so it's not as good as the antlers on the car.
Yeah. So
Touchdown Green Bay, baby.
97 Versailles. Stupid Tweet of the Week brought to you by the Stupid History Minute. Over 200 episodes that nobody's fucking listening to. To the people who put antlers and nose on their car for Christmas, fuck you.
Facts. Big facts.
Now we usually have the music going out.
Yeah, we'd have the music going out. But that's all right. I mean, we don't have to always have music. I mean,
Do you want to build a snowman?
why are you looking so deep into my fucking eyes when you're
Because
saying
I
that?
love it. It just reminds me of Deadpool. And he goes, "Why does it sound so familiar?" Papa, do you hear me? Just so funny.
Do you want to fuck an altar boy?
Here we go.
You walked
Yeah.
into that one, dude.
Oh man, we should have rewrote the lyrics to a couple Christmas songs. We could have done them on the show.
We just kind of did.
Very funny.
That's true.
What's going on in the Two Penny this week? The Two Penny, I don't know if you knew this, for the Seinfeld fans out there, is going to be released on Festivus.
That's right. Festivus for the rest of
Oh,
us.
so you're having a feats of strength.
Yes.
Feats of strength.
You got to get the stripper pole. I mean,
The
Christmas-
pole.
Yeah, the pole, and then my favorite part is the airing of the grievances.
Exactly.
Airing 'em, dude. You
Nobody leaves
celebrate
here
that.
until George gets pinned.
I've got some fucking problems with you people. We're gonna talk about them right fucking now.
We're not leaving until Beebs gets pinned.
We're gonna be here a second. And then I bring out the fucking sheet and it hits the ground.
Oh my God. Well, actually, I do. I hadn't really thought. Originally, I was like, you know what? I'm going to turn around and I'm going to get the boys to all do a Two Penny podcast with me. But the problem is, St. Joe's got to drive 2 hours home, and you got to drive an hour and a half home, and we're not going to be sticking around doing that. So, I am, me and Mike, my new co-host, my good buddy Mike, who St. Joe's madly in love with. Don't worry,
Mike Hunt.
I will get you.
Actually, we
a,
found an election poster for Mike.
Mike Gay.
Is his last name Ock?
Mike Ock.
Yes,
Mike.
it is now.
I just named Mike.
Ballsitch. Mike Ballsitch.
Yeah. So I'm assuming we're probably going to do a little Christmas. If I know Mike, he's probably going to have a few Christmas songs that he's going to want to throw out there, or maybe some renditions of music that people are doing. But we'll find out. It's a tough week for some people with kids and school and work and all that stuff. But we'll see. We'll have some nonsense. I'm pretty confident.
Last Christmas, I gave him my heart.
Yep.
But
The
this
very next day.
he gave it away.
Yeah.
We were when I was a kid. We wrote new lyrics to that song. It was like, "Last Christmas, I gave you my dick."
God. Jesus.
Did you?
Wow.
It didn't go very far.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Beebs is looking at me like, I can't believe I invited you to my fucking house.
Wow.
They had to soundproof the room so nobody could hear what you were
Not
saying.
really a dick. I just play one on the fucking radio or whatever this is on. Spotify.
Yeah.
Apple Good Pods.
You guys going?
no.
Hey, you going anywhere for Christmas, Kev?
After, maybe.
Where?
Yeah. Well, before I'm going fucking crazy, man. I got 2 teenagers, dude. Teenagers are not cheap
No, that's
at
true.
all. You know what I'm saying? This is what you get to look forward to.
Are you gonna flee to the mountains?
I'm gonna try.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to go to a place where cell phones don't work. You
It's
know
a good
what I'm saying?
idea.
That's what I want to do.
Sounds freaking
I
amazing.
long for the 80s. You know, where if you wanted to talk privately, you had to go to Radio Shack and get that really long fucking cord, and put it on
Did we get all
the
twisted
kitchen
up?
phone. Yeah. The kitchen phone. We had one so long that from the kitchen you could answer the front fucking door. That's how long we were.
I remember.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
that's what I long for. People don't understand the benefit of just a tad bit of privacy. Because it used to be like when somebody called you, that if you weren't home, they just waited. Now they get pissed if you don't answer your phone, right, St. Joe?
Oh yeah.
And by the way, at least 1 out of 5 times that I call you, that's the only time you answer.
One time? At 5?
One time out of 5. Because I usually, when I call you, because you built it up so much, I usually got a really good zinger. Because when I call St. Joe, there's no like, hey, how you doing? I just go right into it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I just go right into it. Listen to this fucking guy. Yeah.
Kev knows I got shit to do. I just pick up the phone and he's like, listen, this motherfucker.
Yeah,
and he's just like, he's right there.
When St. Joe picks up the phone, he's like, Cliff Notes. You know? This isn't a time where Kev's like, I got a story here, you know?
Yeah.
He's like, you have time to talk? Yep. Okay, here's it. Boom. It's like, boom.
I saw a really, I do want to say this. I told this story at work today. So in the stand-up world, the only time that it's kind of, I don't want to say it's cool and you don't want to try to do it, but the only time it's kosher to like use somebody else's joke or use a joke, like an old joke or something like that where you're trying to make fun of people is when you're dealing with a heckler. Mm-hmm. Okay? And so I saw a really funny, this guy at work was telling me about he has all this camping gear that he's giving his parents for Christmas that they'd like to go camping and stuff like that. And so it reminded me of this heckler, this comic friend that I know. He was dealing with a heckler. It's a very small show, and you don't get hecklers at like big, like no one heckles Jerry Seinfeld, you know, no one heckles Dave Chappelle, you know, but they just try to tackle him. But in the smaller clubs, they will, you know, try to heckle comics to keep them on. And this guy had one of the best. He's like, okay, and this guy wouldn't shut up, and all the other comics were like telling him, hey, you know, the front left, third guy to the left. And this guy wouldn't show up, so the guy stopped his set, and he goes, you know what, you seem to want to talk, so let me ask you a question, and I'm going to give you an opportunity to talk all you want. He's like, do you like to go camping? And he's like, I love camping. And they were kind of in Jacksonville is kind of, and this is local. Jacksonville is kind of, you know, a camping kind of. And he goes, well, if we were going camping and I butt fucked you the whole night, would you tell anybody? Dude, shut the fuck up. That's an old joke, and the answer to that joke is somebody will go, no, I wouldn't tell anybody. And he goes, well, let's go camping.
That's funny.
Beebs, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you, Jay. It's been a pleasure.
Kev, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Jay.
St. Joe, Merry Christmas.
Fuck off.
Okay. That makes sense to me.
Catholic, baby. You know.
Merry Christmas.
St. Joe, Beebs, Merry Christmas.
Yeah. Hey, to everybody out there listening, too, because we're not going to actually talk to you for a couple weeks.
A couple weeks, yeah.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas, and
Happy
we
New Year.
appreciate you listening to the show.
Yeah.
We really do.
Last live show of the year.
Hopefully you get some laughs out of listening to us talk in person.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Are you going to sing?
Make sure you tune in each and every Wednesday for a new episode.
Walking around in women's underwear. I haven't heard that since college.
So that's what, like 30 years ago?
Shut the fuck up.
Oh,
Your
play,
ability to make fun of me
song?
ended at the 18th hole yesterday.
wait. Yeah, there's just I can't think of I can't think of anything else, and there's just, you know, I think we should probably end it on one last song that I really think really sets the mood for Christmas. Yeah, I'm getting it right now. Yep, Jay's pulling it up. So just I think it really is going to set the tone and leave everybody on with a smile on their face.
I fear.
Okay.
No, it's nice.
Yeah, it is good.
I love this song. It's very church-like. It's upbeat.
All my life, I've been good, do what my mom and dad and God say I should. Go to church and Bible school to live by God's rule. So whatever people tell me that the Bible tells me, I will do.
See?
Walk the halls of high school like a pretty ring.
It's a great Christmas song,
Yeah.
see?
I don't know what you were worried about.
Super cool.
Yeah, what were you worried about?
We didn't listen to the whole song.
If everybody could have seen Beeb's face, because he's like, nope, take me off this podcast, delete it.
Kick these guys out my motherfucking
Get
house.
out of my house. Jay, you're outside. Jay, you're in the hot
you
tub.
you can sleep on the grass
You know,
tonight.
Beeb's in this garage. Beeb's does have everything to bury us.
He does.
You know, man, there's
a lot
like
of shovels
post hole diggers over
post hole
there.
diggers. I don't know what he's doing all the
That's
time.
right. Keep pushing.
Yeah,
Keep pushing.
He's like, well, he says keep pushing. What he really means is keep fucking with me. You know?
There's cement bags over there too, in case you didn't notice.
Is there lime?
No, I just thought we'd throw you in the river.
I don't know what you would need lime for. I whatever do you mean? You know,
No, there's no lime.
no lime.
No. Lie.
That's what I meant.
Yep.
Yeah, lime is for my drink.
All right. Well, we should wrap this up.
All right, boys.
Who's gonna do the last little bit? You got it down to a T, don't you, Kev?
Yeah. So listen to the Two Penny. We're on Festivus, December 23rd. If you don't know where that is, go watch Seinfeld. You fucking morons. If you haven't asked yourself, what the fuck am I listening to, then we didn't do our job. Hopefully you said that a couple of times. We're at unfpod.com. We're at unfpod. Hey, Mike, get a fucking Twitter. And for St. Joe, for Jay, for the Beebs, my name is the Keb, and we will catch you guys next year. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Catch you on the flippity flop.
The opinions on this podcast may strike some listeners as vulgar, offensive, or, worst of all, serious. Please adjust your expectations and interpretations accordingly. In other words, lighten the up. For all other concerns, complaints, and court documents, please direct those towards the nearest brick wall. Thank you for listening.